We're ready, Freddie.
All right.
Take my pillow down a little bit.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our live debate against Girls Chat Sports. Welcome to our debate, guys. We have a few questions for you guys in the debate. You guys go stay tuned. Again, this live debate is sponsored by $20tie.com. Make sure you guys go check them out, and also go check out Girls Chat Sports. You guys can shout out everywhere you guys are at.
Yeah, we're on IG. Thank you so much again for having us on.
Thank you.
We're on IG, Facebook, Twitter. We also have our YouTube channel. Subscribe, and also on Podomatic, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify and Google Play.
Play everywhere. Just look for Girl Chat Sports. All one word.
All one word. Yep. All one word.
Make sure you guys go check that out. So, are we ready to dive right into it?
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go, boys. I'm ready.
All right. So the first question we have for you guys, who is your prediction for the 2020 NBA Finals?
Well, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm going to go with my Lakers.
Okay.
I'll say the Lakers. I'll say the Lakers in between Toronto or possibly Miami Heat.
Miami.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I'm not a Laker fan. And, after today's news with no games today, I'm hoping, we'll see if there's going to be a continued season or not. It sounds like there's a big meeting tomorrow with the board and as well with the guys probably right now in the bubble. But I personally have always wanted the Clippers to win this year just because I like the team this year. I also think that the Raptors will probably come out of the East. For some reason, that team is amazingly coached, and those guys, even having lost a few key players, are back in the swing of things and really, really, really taking over the East right now.
Wow. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I got the Clippers and the Bucks.
Okay.
I already know the Clippers are most likely going to knock out the Mavs. So they're most likely going to be playing the Jazz the way they've been playing. Right now, the Jazz are on a hot streak. But once they face the Jazz, I don't think they can do much because the Clippers are basically the best defensive team in the league. Their defense is amazing. And I'm pretty sure they're going to shut down Donovan Mitchell. Okay. They're not going to – and then once they shut down Donovan Mitchell, you're not going to be able to get much out of Rudy Gobert. And that's really mostly all they have. So I got them coming out against the Lakers. We really only got LeBron, AD, and then, Kuz. But they're not going to – I mean, Kuz, I don't know. He's off and on.
Yes, he is.
But then you have Kawhi, Lou Williams, and then Paul George. I mean, he knows he has to stay consistent if he's going to be facing the Lakers. So, I mean, I got them and the Bucks. I mean, the Raptors are my team, but I really think the Bucks, they can't really handle them. You can't handle Giannis.
I was going to say the Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks because Giannis is unstoppable. And I feel like they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. And I feel like the Lakers are the best team in the Western Conference. And I feel like the Clippers, they haven't been playing well because they almost lost to the Dallas Mavericks. So I don't think they're going to come out and go to the NBA Finals. So I feel like the Lakers and Bucks are going to win.
All right. So moving on to the next topic, we have the GOAT topic. So NBA or LeBron or whoever else you think is the GOAT of the NBA.
Good morning.
I just had to adjust my screen.
You see who
so
she's got there, fellas?
sees.
You see who she has right there?
Everybody knows my allegiance.
A goat that's not even playing anymore. See that?
A goat.
A goat that's not even in the wild right now.
Wow.
A goat that has gone on and moved on.
Hey, but it's the GOAT of the NBA. Like, here's the deal. We all saw in Last Dance, and we've all mentioned this before numerous times, that even Kobe himself said there would be no Wnba if there was no Michael, okay? So we all know that their games were very similar, same position, same height, same, whatever, same moves. But when it comes down to it, it started with Jordan. Not taking anything away from Kobe. Kobe was like
what did LeBron say? Because some people think LeBron's a GOAT. So what did he say?
What did he say?
What did he say? That's what I'm asking. What did LeBron say? Because some people think LeBron's a GOAT in this conversation.
Oh yeah,
we know what Kobe said, but what did LeBron say?
I got MJ.
You got MJ too? I think
MJ.
MJ's a go-to. I think MJ's a go-to. And to Mel's point, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant person. That's part of my affinity for the Lakers. And Kobe Bryant is absolutely correct when he says that it would be no him without the MJ elements. Kobe is one that just probably elevated the element, but it was MJ that set that tone. So,
and I think LeBron is definitely good to be in the conversation. It's just hard to put all three of them together because LeBron's a whole other athlete. He's a whole other position. He does a whole other, he has a whole different outlook on the game. What I've told Mo before is that I believe that LeBron's the GOAT off court. I think LeBron has done so much for the community and what's off the court. I believe that he can take the GOAT status for what his part has been off the court.
I think he's actually one of the best players in the league right now. And he's probably one of the best players anybody has ever seen in quite some time. I don't mind LeBron being in that GOAT conversation because he is stellar at what he does. I'm not going to take away his greatness because he has brought very, very awesome things that he is the one that's the face of the NBA at this point. You don't know NBA if you don't know LeBron. And that's just for current times. But yes, overall, yes, definitely Michael Jordan.
To me, I think really the most important, aspect of GOAT is the championships you win. And LeBron has half of Michael Jordan's championships. And it's really all, LeBron didn't have the best of teams and everything. But he had the Heat, and he had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and he didn't really make the most out of that. Three championships, that's not really enough to make it a GOAT, if you know what I mean.
Especially when you're in the league for like 17 years too. It's not like he's only been in the league for 6. He's been in there for a long time. Yeah.
True. So fellas, then Bill Russell, who has 11 rings, is he considered the GOAT over Michael Jordan?
No.
No.
Well, if you're saying it's based off of championships, though, he has 11 rings. He has the most.
But I mean, he played early. And also, I mean, skill is obviously, a factor in this. And Michael Jordan really has all of that. Michael Jordan is ridiculous. I mean, his defense.
But Michael Jordan had help. Yeah, Scottie Pippen.
He did.
I just explained.
He had help. Yeah, Scottie Pippen and
LeBron had help on the Heat.
Yeah. And LeBron had to skip around to get all of his.
And he had to jump around. He couldn't stay on one team.
Right.
Yes, he didn't stay on one team to get his rings. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
or David Robinson or anybody else that we can mention.
There you go.
All right, so now we're gonna take it to the WNBA. So, question for this is: can the Aces win the championship?
I believe
the way they're playing, they definitely can. They have a game tomorrow against Seattle Storm if they play, because again, the WNBA C-Stall playing today as well. But if they play tomorrow, I honestly think they will be able to beat the Storm and keep that number one contention that they have in their division. And absolutely, could we win a championship? Yeah.
The addition of Angel McCoughtry alone to the team has been phenomenal. I mean, the way they changed their game around her, that she came in, as well as, even though it hurts me to say that, I miss Kelsey Plum and I want her to be back next year, and I hope her recuperation is doing great. But it also gave time for Jackie Young to step in and really show why she was the number one pick last year. She didn't get that opportunity as much last year, and now she's really getting that chance to shine.
Mm-hmm.
They really might be able to make it all the way to the championship, but they really, if the Sky get to the championship, because they're at the top of the conference right now and they're doing really well. They haven't even beat them yet. They're a really tough team to beat. If they meet them in the championship, I don't see it, because they've been losing all the games. They just can't seem to beat them. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
You gotta take it for Chicago Sky's word. They neutralized Asia Wilson that last game. Now, doesn't mean that she'll be neutralized again. It just means that Chicago comes with a stronger defense that the rotation or whatever unit that Bill Laimbeer decides to put in place for these Aces is going to have to combat, because that's their biggest strength, is their defense. Offensively, the Aces had them in the first half of that game and could have won that game easily, but again, when you have one of our best players getting dominated for not being able to offensively shoot that game, and it could have been a bad night on Asia too. You just never know. But to you guys' point, I see it happening as a finals between the two of them, but I just see the Aces still coming past them.
I mean, the Sky have been kind of our crutch. Like that's the
They
team,
have.
that's where Wnba hit the 3 off of to win in the playoffs last year. They gave us struggles already this season. It's going to be a fight. But the thing is I think what happened last game when they shut Asia down, I don't think Bill or anybody really realized the power of what that would do. And I think now they've had the time to be able to structure around that and make plays and be able to provide more of an offensive weaponry against that should it happen again.
Absolutely.
I don't think we're gonna make it all the way.
You don't think you're gonna make it all the way? You fellas, I might want to have to place a little wager with you guys.
Yeah.
That our team does not go all the way now. What are you talking about over there? You don't think
you
so?
got over there? You got
Chicago.
You guys are taking the Chicago?
They can't. I mean, Chicago been knocking out every team. Chicago really has everything they need. Their shooting is amazing. But I mean, if they can't, if the Aces, as good of the team as the Aces are, and they can't beat the Sky, I don't see them.
But have you guys looked at the rest of the Eastern Conference for the WNBA?
Yeah, their conference is not.
I mean, the Sky are number 1, and I think they have like 4 losses or something, right? So I'm just saying, like, their conference isn't as great. I mean, the Western Conference, you got the Sparks, the Storm, the Aces,
the Phoenix
all
Mercury.
great competition. Great competition, yeah. So
yeah,
I think that's gonna have a factor into it too. But we'll see what happens when the playoffs start.
Yeah, you never know.
All right. So moving on to the NFL. So the question for this is, who is the best QB in the NFL currently?
Tom Brady.
Wow.
Tom Brady.
Wow.
Tom Brady. I don't like Tom Brady, but Tom Brady. It's between Tom Brady or Russell Wilson. But again, if you guys are going off of championships, Tom Brady has consistently deserved a GOAT status because he brings his team to championships. Seahawks haven't been in a championship in 7 years. 7. And now Russell is talking about he wants to extend it 15 more years. That's great and everything, but you got to bring a championship. Who's to say if Seattle says, you know what, Russell, it's been nice knowing you, but we got to look somewhere else because at the end of the day, NFL is about wins and championships. Sorry, Mel. I'm just telling you the real.
I know. No, I get
it's not real, and I'm being realistic here. I think Lamar Jackson potentially could be a great quarterback and has proven himself. I think Pat Mahomes is all time with the strength of an arm. But to me, in football world, it's about the wins. The wins versus the losses. The champions over those that are not champions. And Tom Brady is that guy. Dare I say it, he is. Now, what he'll do this season against the Bucks, that's debatable. I don't know. But he is still the best quarterback that we have in this league. Like we say, LeBron is like the face of NBA. When you know NBA, you see LeBron. When you see NFL, you see Tom Brady. It's just that.
I feel like I'd say Tom for sure is the GOAT. I mean, Tom is a GOAT. I don't know. It'll be a test this year to see with Tampa if the dynasty of the Patriots coached by Bill Belichick was part of that, or if it really ultimately was just Tom Brady and his doing, because he's going to have a lot more weapons this year. So we'll see how that plays out, because you got more weapons. You supposedly still have the same athleticism and arm. So will it depend? Will it be the coaching that maybe gets him, that got him the championships, or was it really him? And then also, you got a different division. The Patriots division hasn't always been that. I mean, it had some great years, but it hasn't been predominantly great. It's similar to like a NFC West or NFC South, when you got Cowboys and Giants and Eagles, like, those teams have all been kind of mediocre for a while. Patriots, their division hasn't been that great either. I mean, Steelers and
the AFC division. But it's the AFC division that's winning the overall championship. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what's making it hurt.
I mean, I like Russell Wilson. I just know he hasn't had the targets. If he were to have targets like Tampa has right now, I think that would be intense. That would be insane. So we'll see how that happens. And I know it's not a championship thing. Brett Favre is still great. I mean, Brett Favre is still a great quarterback, and he ran this league for so many years. Unfortunately, he doesn't have those championship rings. So
yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. Like, I'll go Green Bay too.
Overall, I feel like Tom Brady is the GOAT. But right now, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick
Mahomes, huh?
Yeah, he's a great quarterback, and he just won the Super Bowl. And plus, I would say Lamar Jackson, but I don't think he's there yet. But I would say Patrick Mahomes is the best right now, and I feel like in the next 5 years, he will still be good.
I can't disagree with you on it.
I have to say Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson is a great improviser, and the way he was knocking out teams, he was scoring touchdowns all over the place and everything. I mean, he has the threats. He has Willie Snead. He has Marquise Brown, one of the fastest receivers in the league. I mean, he really has it all, and he's a great leader of the team. I mean, he could possibly knock out the Chiefs. He could possibly beat the Chiefs a couple of times
in the playoffs.
I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to happen, but we'll see.
I don't
because
know.
if you know the Chiefs, they can always come back in the second half.
Right.
That's for sure.
And that post game round with Lamar Jackson, those Ravens, they didn't make it too well, did they?
All right.
And they should have.
So we're going to be moving on to the next topic. So this is should college players get paid?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I say this also by saying with a little caveat. I do believe that all college players should get paid. I also believe, though, that there should be equal pay amongst colleges, so that way you're not going to see discrepancies with everybody trying to go to one team or one college because they're paying the highest or they get the most money to their players. Otherwise, there won't be a college football anymore, and there won't be any more different conferences and divisions, because there'll just be all these kids trying to go to one school or two schools or three schools. So I believe that college players should get paid. They should get there should be a set amount that everybody's getting paid at the same time.
And I feel like for each sports division in that, when we mean
for each
college
sports,
athletes,
for sure.
we mean for the women's soccer, the softball league, baseball, whatever college sport team has a team, yes, those players need to be getting paid.
Yeah.
You disagree?
Yes.
Why? Why?
That's what the grind is for. That's what the grind is for. You're grinding to get to the pros, and you know you have to put that work in. You have to be in the gym almost every single day. That's what the grind is for. If you're getting paid in college, it's kind of like a cheat. Like, I mean, if you're getting paid in college, that it just doesn't really make sense. So
but that's basically your job in college, is to play a sport. So you should be able to you should be compensated just beyond getting your school paid for.
But students getting an education in college still have campus jobs. So do they not deserve to get paid if they work in the college bookstore? They're still in college. They're working for that bookstore. Do they need to get paid?
Yes.
And let's be okay. So the athletes are as well. And let's be clear. Some of these athletes come home.
No. But for playing
because if they have a lot of money and they're young, so they're not going to know how to spend it.
Well, first of all, no one's saying pay them a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They all their money.
Well, we're not saying they're getting high
six-figure or
millions of dollars. It's gonna.
We're just saying like a base amount that athletes can get, so they can also continue to buy their own. These guys live off their food cards, and they're having to live off. They don't even have enough money sometimes. I know friends of mine that were in athletics. They didn't have the money to even go out to eat sometimes, because they only had the money that's on their food card, because they have no time to have a job because of football or because of the sport they're playing. And so therefore they have no other means to get anything else. And how do you think they're going to have a car to get around? I mean, you got to.
They don't even have a car, Mel. Half of them can't even get home to see their families because they can't afford to.
It's all about the work.
What I mean?
It's all about the work. You can do jobs outside of your college and everything, but getting paid for your sport, it's just not it. For getting paid for your sports in college is just not it.
But they don't have any other time outside of their sport.
Yeah,
they do have a job.
For basketball, they only have to go to college for 1 year, and after 1 year, they can go to the NBA.
But don't you think it would be nice if they had players that stayed more than 1 year, because maybe they were being able to pay for their necessities now, and they could actually develop and become a better player to do in the league?
Right. And let's be clear, they leave because there is more money and they have a chance of a lottery. That's
they're still going to want that big paycheck. They're still going to want to be the top pick.
Right.
All right. We're going to move on to our last topic of today's debate, and it's been really well. So the last topic for this is, should UFC be legal?
I was confused by this question, because what do you mean legal? Because isn't it legal? I mean, aren't they fighting legally?
Yeah, it is legal, but I mean, from what we've seen, like, I feel like it's really dangerous. So should it still be, you know, existing? Should it still be, you know, legal, and it should it, you know,
Because it hasn't warranted death yet. Is that why you're asking this question? That no UFC fighter has died in the ring? I believe one has, though, haven't they? Or they died outside the ring, shortly after the ring. Yeah. So we've had that, and that's happened in boxing too, and football and basketball, all in playing time. So I don't think that the UFC should necessarily be illegal or not lose its legalities. I think it's a sport that has grown into a huge fruition that we never thought we would ever see, and it's developing a lot of people on the up and up. And to Mel, who just educated me that young people such as yourselves at that age are participating in MMA and UFC matches now.
right? I agree, because like you said, you know, every sport has their dangers, and every sport could be dangerous. I mean, really every sport is dangerous. Every sport you can get injured in and can have a frequent amount of injuries. Just because, you know, there's a lot of, you know, arm broken and everything in UFC, I still don't think it should be illegal, because, you know, that's their passion. If that's their passion, then you know, don't take it away from them, because a lot of people do fighting, you know, for what happened in their house or everything. You know, they have to take that anger out, and that's how they do it. So I really don't think it should be taken away. I think it should still be existing like every other sport is.
I would agree with everything you said. Everything you said, really. If that's the passion and that's what they work on all their life, they don't deserve to take it away from them. And plus, I feel like they should make certain rules, because like it's a lot of serious injuries. Like I was watching one fight and a guy had broken his eye. He couldn't even see. So I was a little bit shocked by that, and I didn't, you know, I feel like there should be certain rules where it could be more safe and not more dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like the MMA or UFC fighters that participate, they go just like any sport. You are part of a sport knowing the consequences that could come from it, whether it be injury or anything that's afflicted to you as far as while you're fighting or while you're playing a sport. You know, what you go into before you're doing it. So they take that risk knowing that MMA is a very dangerous sport. However, if done appropriately, you know, it can work out fine. Now they do in any time, these players or the fighters, they can tap out, they can withdraw themselves from a match if they feel that it's gotten too far or their injuries have gotten too far. And those are all things that they need to take into consideration. I think the only illegal part of it is, though, a lot of these professional fighters, what they're doing outside of the ring in their personal lives, whether it be domestic violence or the fights they have at bars, that's illegal, because technically their hands are weapons and they can't use them on other people. So that would be the illegal part of it that I think should maintain. That's an illegal part that still is there.
Right. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to this debate. We really appreciate you guys being on our show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Such an honor.
It's good seeing you guys. We haven't seen you since last year, so it's good seeing your guys' faces.
It was good to see you too. All right, guys. So that's the end of our live debate. We hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this live broadcast is sponsored by $20tide.com. Make sure you guys go check them out. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.